Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spy Family Part 2 episode number 7 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we meet a new character. His name is Daybreak. He's also kind of a spy, like working for like the opposition team of Desmond's father, Damien's father. Now what happened was there's a test. Now Lloyd was like, all right, hopefully Anya doesn't fail, because if she fails she's going to get the Turnitus bolts. And Anya did kind of study, but obviously these exams, the levels are kind of high because this is this school. So Lloyd was oh, Yuri also came in, kind of helped, and he got introduced to Anya. Stuff happened over there. And even even in the end, Lloyd realized that they were starting something completely different, while the test was something else. So he decided to go and keep an eye on what, what he's going to do was, only he's not going to let Anya fail. So he tried to do that, and there he met this Daybreak. And yeah, by the end he kind of ended up changing, sabotaging Daybreak's work as well, because it's also a problem if Damien fails. So yeah, in a, and Anya's paper was, he kept it like it was, because Anya did not fail. So she did try, and it was kind of, even though she read and studied the wrong thing, she was kind of able to pass. But yeah, and all's well that ends well. So that's how it ended. So let's see what happens today. This is episode number 7. So yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's begin. Okay, Lumen, Tiny. Oh, what's happening? Desmond Group. What's going on? A revenge plan? Wait, what? um. Yes. Oh, Desmond is there. Oh boy, here we go. Oh my god, you are making a. Wow. Wow. I don't think so. He is too happy about the whole thing. Look at Anil's face. Oh no. Yeah, this kid is probably, yeah, like because of their company. George Grumman, there you go. Plan failed. Oh, he did that. 3 months. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he fought, you know. Stop, Becky. Oh boy. Oh. What's in his hand? Oh my god, that's a very. Oh my god, what is going on here? There's so many people as witnesses here. Are you. Oh god, this kid is. Hello, there's at least 5 to 10 eyewitnesses here. Oh, Anya's here. Look at her face. And punched his face on his own. Oh my, yeah, that face. Yeah, that face, definitely. She's dangerous. 30-year. Oh boy. Yeah, world peace. He doesn't understand anything what Becky's telling him. Her. Well, you just yeah. Wait, he kind of looks like a. What are those things? Acorns? Those are called acorns, aren't they? Those triangular ones? It kind of looks like that. Anyways. There you go. Oh no, you know what? I feel like in the end, the whole punchline will be that it's not bankruptcy, it's something else. They're merging or something. It'll be something like that. I feel like the punchline will be like that in the end. Why? Your dad never said they're getting bankrupt. Oh my god. True? Oh boy. Yeah. Why? Okay, why are you spreading it? Stop. You're making a mess. Oh my god. Curse the word. Juice, you think that is going to stop his dad's bankruptcy? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's definitely a punchline to this whole thing. I feel like they're like this merging or something like that. It's not getting bankrupt. Like there's no problem, and he'll later get to know about it. Oh my god. uh, well, let's go then. Oh boy. Yeah. If in the end we get to know that nothing's happening, it's not they're not getting bankrupt. Oh my god. Oh. Yes. Oh wow. Wow. Stop. All right. You okay? Oh, so emotional. We're still the same country. Oh boy. Yeah. Wow, this episode reminds me so much of the episode from Konosuba. The whole Kazuma's, like, when he got to know that he's going to die because of the thing. Okay, that's a good. Okay, that's a reasonable request. Okay. Oh my god. Oh. Anya's face, look at Anya's face. Well, next day he comes back to school. Oh, guess what, guys? My father's not bankrupt. There actually something else is happening which I misunderstood. Haha. Sorry about the previous day. I think that's going to happen. Let's see. Oh no, the punchline. Something is definitely going to happen. Perfect. Wow. He's becoming a shonen protagonist. Hey, why did he throw away the? Did he throw away the leaf? Oh. Oh no. Yeah, I have a bad feeling. The punchline. Where's the punchline? All right. There you go. Like I said. There you go. Like I said, it's either merging or something else is happening. Well. Oh boy. Time to change schools. Oh no, he's gonna get beaten up. Oh no, I can't wait to see Damien's reaction. And he threw out the leaves. So oh, there's a leaf. All right. At least he was able to return one thing. Oh my god! Wow. Oh my god. Well, life did try to wake you up. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, apparently he works in the hospital. I forgot about that. Oh, Bond is here. Oh no. Oh, okay, I thought. Oh wait, did she leave something by mistake or? No, no. Okay, okay. I thought she left something. Oh yeah, she did. I don't think it's going that's going to happen, but I guess. Oh my god. All right. Well, yours overactive imagination is going wild again. Mother becomes the wind. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Hmm. Hello, what are you doing? Oh no. Oh. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Huh. Yeah. I guess. Whoa. What the? Okay. Yeah, I guess among the bus or the tram, you're the one who's the fastest. So there you go. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God! Wow. It's oh no. Here we go. And a new yeah, a new urban legend is going to. She's looking for Anya. Well, just got a trauma. Just guys, as a teacher, will this work? I don't know. Oh. Yeah. Eden Farm. Oh, yeah, this is their farm, Eden Farm. This cow is the cow is like, oh, oh my God. Here we go again. Here we go again. Lloyd is. Oh no. Yeah. Um. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Okay, so this is what's going to happen now. Okay. Ah, she could listen to her, like like there's like little sparkle they were showing. Okay, hand that over to her. Did she even need this? I'm not quite sure. Probably there's no PE today. There you go. Well, okay. Lloyd is following her. Yeah. Yeah. Well, better safe than sorry. Yeah. All right. That's it. Like this is one thing I was kind of thinking about, like everything's going pretty well, like the whole mission and everything, but obviously the nature of this story, like I think obviously, like, and it's pretty obvious that this is like them growing as a family, like like Anya, Yor, and Lloyd. But I feel like there was this weird type of a wall between Lloyd and Yor, obviously, like, like you can't blame them, but that wall only comes out, or like, falls down when Anya's there. But when Anya's not there, Lloyd and Yor always have, like, either they're like either in their job, or like, they don't interact, like, there's barely any interaction, I feel like. But like, I don't know, like, and obviously, like, like, from the amount of time we see in the anime, I get that feeling. But here in this episode we can kind of see that, yeah, like, like their like, their relationship is also growing. Because it would have been a problem, I feel like, that if they could only, like, like, what can I say, they only interact when Anya's around, and then when Anya's like in school and everything, they are like, go to their own job and everything. So the character development won't happen in that manner. The character development only happens when Anya's around. So I'm glad that, okay, that's it. I'm glad that in this episode we see that Anya's out in school, but here there a little character development also happens, because like I said, this is Spy Family, like, and from the looks of it we can see that this is like a two, like, like, there's like two aspects of this show. One is the whole spy and the assassin thing, and the whole the war situation that Lloyd doesn't want it to happen. That's why this fake family, this is like one aspect. And the other aspect would be, I'm guessing, would be that them, even though they are in this fake family, like, whole situation, they're going to, like, interact, and like, like, their character is going to develop, and little by little they're going to become an original family, like an original family, or like even better than original family they're going to become. So that's how I think it's going to go. Obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone envisions this is going to happen. So there you go. So Lloyd and Yor needs to talk more and interact more, which I don't think happens that much. Obviously, because they, like, they themselves know this is like a fake family. But still, when Anya's not there, when Anya's there, they interact, they talk, they, like, does stuff like a family. But when Anya's not there, yeah. So that was what I was kind of thinking. I was like, when is that going to happen? When is their character going to develop, both of them, when Anya is not present? And here we, in this episode, we kind of get to see a little bit of that. So there you go. It's kind of interesting to see that, like, I'm realizing it's like, for the past couple of episodes, 2 or 3 episodes, like, every episode is like in a short story format, isn't it? Like, we're getting like two little short stories. Like, the first half, like, gives us one story, the second half gives us another story. But the first 3 episodes, I think, was like a mini arc. So I'm guessing we're, like, now there's like a few short stories happening, and probably, like, the mangas also kind of happened like that. And now, and then after that, I'm guessing we're going to jump into another little arc after that, because I've seen that one character in the ending and the opening as well, that girl, that lady, that white-haired lady. So that's a new character, isn't it? I'm guessing we're going to meet her in another arc, a new arc or something. We'll see. Anyways, so this episode we begin with, oh boy. Yeah, the first part was hilarious. I knew what was going to happen, because it's pretty obvious. You can kind of guess by the way the whole story was kind of moving forward, that there must be some kind of a punchline. And obviously it's pretty obvious, and you can probably guess that the punchline would be something like, oh, nothing happened, I just misunderstood, my company is fine, my dad's company is fine, we're not getting bankrupt, and we don't have to leave the school. So, like, at first I genuinely thought, oh, maybe they are kind of going bankrupt. But then as soon as I saw, like, that kid, little by little, like, telling all his like, all his wishes and everything, and kind of, like, just getting a little bit carried away, I was like, yep, there must be some kind of a punchline to this. Otherwise, I don't see any other way this whole little short story is going to, like, conclude. So it was an obvious it was an obvious guess. And yeah, but it was still entertaining to see the whole thing. So what happened here is, Gluman, I think that was the name of this company, This kid, he kind of overhears his father talking about how the Grumman company will be gone. How can I tell my son? All because of the Desmond's company. Like, fragmented conversation. He kind of listened to. Obviously, he doesn't know the whole picture, and only from the fragmented conversation that he overheard, he was like, "Oh, Damien's family is going to destroy my family. My father will be bankrupt. We will be on the streets. Then we'll be shipped off as slaves, and yeah, and everything will be a mess." So that's the conclusion he went into. Obviously, just like any sane person. I mean, like I guess he is a kid. Like, like he has an overactive imagination, I guess. But anyways, so next day we see Anya and Becky kind of, not only them but everyone else as well, kind of sweeping the whole like the place. And here they kind of they're talking about the test and everything, and Becky asks about Lloyd to Anya because she has a little crush on Lloyd. And she's like, "Oh, like like what does your like how does it is how is your father like?" And he says like, "Oh, he's kind of like what does he say? Just a minute. What does Anya say? Devil, a perfectionist." That's what she says. Now, Becky's like, "Yeah, but a devilish Mr. Lloyd sounds cool as well." While they were having this conversation, in comes Damien with his special technique, whatever it was called, like the thing that he did. He rolled around with his broom and just scattered all the dust around. Now, obviously, we can see he's quite happy because he got Stella, and I'm not sure what happened in his house, like if his father got to know or if he met his father. Probably not. I doubt his father met him because like I don't know, that I don't get the feeling that if his son gets a Stella, his father will come home and be like, "Oh, congratulations, my son," and hug him or something. I doubt he's that type of a person. I'm not sure. I'm just like guessing by the way Damien talks about him and how he always seems sad. That never happens. So I doubt anything like that happened here. But still, he got a Stella. That's why he's quite happy, and he thinks that, oh, dad will probably be happy as well. So he's like doing all of these things, and like Becky's pissed off at that, while all the other all the other students, they're like, "Oh, like amazing, what an, like you got a Stella, like congratulations," and kind of congratulating him and everything. And they're like, Damien is like, "Let's do a study session," and like kind of gassing him up, and he's also like very happy. Now, while all of this was happening, in comes this guy. Okay, what was his name? Just a minute. Okay, who's that? George. Okay, here we go. George Gluman. So George, obviously, we get to know that he is the son of that guy whose face video who was overhearing the conversation. So he comes in and he's like, in his head, he's thinking like, "Oh, like I was the one who hired the butler to make his grades worse." But I love how he says that I used my 3 months allowance to hire the spy. Like obviously rich people, like 3 months allowance was enough for hiring an actual spy. Oh boy. Now Anya realizes that he's the one who was behind all of that, and she got to hear obviously from Lloyd's head that he fought some person and all that. So she's like, "Oh, this is that kid who's a mastermind behind that." And now, while all of this was happening, this kid suddenly tries to frame Damien, but I guess he did not realize that there was like ample of eyewitnesses here and there. But he just threw a cigarette butt, and he's like, "Oh, oh Damien, like what's this? Like, did you smoke some cigarette or something? Like why is this fallen here?" And when Damien was like, "No, like obviously not. Like what the hell is that?" And when he goes close to him, he punches himself. I have to applaud for his commitment. You know, at least he punched himself, and he falls down, and he's like, "Oh, like you know, like Damien punched me," and I'm like, "What the hell is going on? Did no one see him doing that?" Like, like Anya and Becky were looking at them. Like, I'm not talking about them. All the other students, they were just standing there, like, just gawking at the whole situation, not even saying anything. Like everyone, like you know, in this school, obviously everyone constantly looks at Damien because you know, like Damien is this amazing person. Like you know, he's that popular that everyone's eyes are always glued at Damien. But here in this scene, nobody comes in front. No one is like, oh no, like you know, he's the one who did it. He's lying. Nobody says that unless and until Anya comes up. So great. But anyways, this professor, he comes out and he's like, oh, like you know, what's happening, like you know, you're going to be in trouble, Damien. I don't know why the hell this professor guy, he just believed him like that. He's like, as soon as he said like, oh, Damien punched me, he's like, oh yeah, he definitely punched you, like didn't even question. But either way, his friends are like, no, he didn't do anything. But obviously the professor is like, oh, you, oh no, not the professor, sorry, George is like, they're his lackeys, you know, obviously they're going to lie, and this whole drama is happening. And then Anya comes out, and Anya's eyes, I just love the expressions that she makes. She's like, I know everything that was happening. Now the professor actually gets scared. He's like, oh my god, this is that child who got a tornado's bolt on the first day. And he's like, oh my god, she's too powerful. I cannot handle her. he's like, all right, like you know, like just leaves and kind of gives them a warning that don't do this again. And okay, and all of this was happening while Becky is misunderstanding. Becky's like, oh wow, like you saved Damien, like you know, you want to get like you know get his attention that much. And like you know, Damien's getting embarrassed, this whole thing is happening, and Anya's clueless about it. Like she's not understanding what's going on. George comes up and George is like, why did you do that? Now obviously the whole ruse is up. Damien grabs him and Damien is like, what's going on, why did you do that? And he starts telling his sad story. He's like, my company's going to get bankrupt, your dad is going to destroy my company, and my father will be bankrupt now. So now Damien's obviously like, obviously my dad won't do that, like you know, why would my dad do that? My dad never does stuff like that. And he's like, no, I'm going to get expelled. And then he's like you know, I'm going to quit school, that's why, and I'll be also be homeless because of the bankruptcy. And he's like, I envy you, Damien, like you know, you're such like you know, you're blessed with everything, like you know, while people like me, they're just in the bottom of the barrel. Now his friends kind of says like, you know, like why are you saying it like that? Obviously his family has nothing to do with the Stella that he got in his own, using his own like you know power. And George throws a tantrum. He's like, oh, like I wanted to enjoy my youth, I'm going to be expelled now, I won't have any home. And he's like just making a whole scene. And then in the end, Damien is like, all right, calm down, okay, like so, all right, like I'll buy you a juice. Now I thought he was going to be like, oh, what the hell are you saying, like you know, like my family's going bankrupt, you're going to buy me a juice, and deny him. He does deny at the beginning. He was like, oh, I don't need it. And then he's like, juice, all right, like you know, like I probably won't be able to drink juice in the future, so yeah, give me some juice. Oh. Anya's face throughout this whole thing was just hilarious. Now Damon buys juice for him and he's like drinking it, and then he's like, like you know what, I'm reminded of the cafeteria's ultimate caviar bowl. I probably won't be able to eat it anymore. Damon's like, fine, all right, here you go. And he, like you know, he feeds him that, and after that he's like, oh, then he, like you know, after eating his meal, he goes out and he's like, oh no, sorry, he says like, I need like I want a Stella, you know, like I always wanted a Stella, I never got one, but at this point onwards, my future is doomed. So I'll probably never be able to get a Stella. So yeah, I hope there's someone here that can lend me a Stella, for a moment. Damon's like, fine, here you go. And he's like, take a picture. And then he starts talking about how he will be like, sold as slaves, and he'll be like, my new life as a slave is waiting for me. And he's just making a whole situation. And Anya's like, don't worry, the West is a safe country. And in her head, Anya's thinking that, yeah, my dad is there, like, that lady is there, Sylvia, everything will be fine. And this kid, he's like, oh, these kids, they don't even know the harshness of the adult world. Like, I'll be pushed into that world with nothing and no one, no money, nothing. And yeah, these kids don't even know about it, and they're still trying to cheer me up. That's so nice. And he starts crying, and then he's like, I always wanted to be in a song with all of you. Like, I cannot do that anymore. So can you please, like, answer my my wish and help me out with that. So Becky starts singing, and everyone else starts singing. Damien starts singing. They're kind of like, like, they have their hands on their shoulders. He's very happy. He's like, what a nice life I had. The final day in Eden Academy has been great. So when he's leaving, Damien gives him what is that, a pen case, something like that, I guess. Gives him that, and he's like, oh, don't forget about us, like, even though you won't be here, like, we'll remember you. And everyone, like, says goodbye. Everyone, like, gives him stuff, starts giving him stuff. Anya gives him a leaf. Better than nothing, I guess. Oh no. So then he's like, thank you, all of you. It was a wonderful time I had. And he leaves, and the leaf falls down. Yeah. Yes. Anyways, so now I was like, yeah, where is the punchline? I'm pretty sure at this point I was pretty sure that, yeah, like, nothing has happened to that company. It's either merging or something better is going to happen. So he'll get to know that, and the next day, he'll have a bad time at school. So I was waiting for that, and obviously I knew that's going to happen. So when Anya goes home and tells the story, Yor is very emotional, but Lloyd is like, wait a minute, like I don't think that's going to happen. Like, Grumel Pharmaceutical was only purchased. They're not getting bankrupt. And we cut to the scene where George's dad is like, oh, Desmond Group actually saved us from a financial crisis, even though, like, I won't be the president, or, like, the company won't be this company anymore. Still, like, like, our situation will be even better than it was, because we are under the Desmonds now. And he's like, oh, like, like, Desmond, he helped me out so much. Like, like, it's such a, like, I was saved by them. I can only be grateful. And I was kind of thinking about, like, telling you this news, because I won't be the president anymore. But still, it's fine. Like, we'll have a better life with, like, after, like, joining with the Desmonds. And George is like, wait, then what about school? I thought we'll be sold as slaves. And he's like, what? What school? You're going to school tomorrow. Like, you'll have normal school. And next day, he is the whole school is looking at him. He's embarrassed and ashamed as well. Like, my god, everyone's just looking at him, gossiping about him. And, like, everywhere he's going, just the same thing. Now Becky kind of goes beside him. Becky's like, be sure to give back everything that we gave you. Damon's like, give my money back for the juice as well. And Anya is like, yeah, unfortunate. And it ended over there. Like I said, this first section reminded me so much of Konosuba. That episode, our OVA with Kazuma in, where Kazuma does a similar thing when everyone thought he was going to die, and he started just giving out unreasonable requests, and in the end he realized that, yeah, like nothing's going to happen. The Joker came off. Oh boy. So okay, that was a really funny section, that first part. The next part, we see Anya is late again. She Lloyd tries to wake her up, but she doesn't wake up. But then she wakes up, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I'm late!" And she quickly just puts everything in his mouth, all the food and everything. And like Yor kind of asks like, "Oh, is it that strict?" And Lloyd is like, "Yeah, like if something happens, like they'll get a tornadoes bolt, and if they get 8 of them, they'll be expelled." So yeah, I guess it is quite strict, because you know what, like if comparing this to at least my school, like I guess my school was not too strict, neither too lax. It was like average in strictness. But I remember in my school we had this rule where we were, I think it was like, how many, like we were given warnings at first, and then we were called to the principal's office. And then I think if we were called 3 times, yeah, if we were called 3 times, next time our parents would be called. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, that's what happened. But obviously not expelled. Like being expelled is like a yeah, that never happened, like obviously. But here, as we can see in this school, obviously it's like the brightest minds are here in this school, like all will be like the future of this country. So the strictness is quite huge, obviously. Like kids at this age should have the responsibility, if they in the future, they're going to run the world, like they run the country. I guess that's why this amount of strictness. And that's why Yor is like, oh my God, that's quite strict. So Yor quickly, like just puts down everything in his mouth, eats everything quickly, just goes out and gets to the bus. So yeah, he's not late. Okay, so Yor goes back, and here Lloyd was like, I think Lloyd says something like, what does he say? Wait a minute. Okay, I'll be off to the hospital as well. What about you? I'll be on shift at the city hall in the noon. Okay. So yeah, so that's what was going on. So Lloyd goes obviously to his hospital work, and Yor goes back, and Bond wakes up, and he goes to the room, and she sees that Anya has left her PE uniform. Your so delusions kick in, and she is like, oh my God, like that guy Henderson, he's going to freak out, and if he freaks out, my daughter is going to get expelled, and if she gets expelled, she'll become a delinquent. She'll join a motorbike gang, and she'll start. That's not even a motorbike bike. Oh my God, that's a cycle. That's a bicycle or a tricycle. Oh God. Anyways, yeah, that's what's going to happen. And she's like, yeah, like it'll be a mess. So Yor is like, okay, like I need to go and send this to them. Now Yor goes outside, and she's thinking about whether to take the bus or the tram, and something crazy happens. A flower pot almost falls down, and Yor just jumps in, like like instant transmission, just uses her legs to just shoot the vase up again. And oh my God, like imagine the leg power, like she just shot the whole thing like that, using her legs in that manner, like my God. Anyways, so Yor is like, all right, you know what, let's run. And she starts running, and just busting out some really like good parkour moves, just jumping around and everything. And oh God, yeah. So she reaches the academy, and she's thinking what to do. How am I going to give this to Anya? Because if she asks someone, then the whole thing will be out. Like everyone will realize that, oh, Anya has, like has left something in her home. It'll be a problem. She doesn't want that. So you're just thinking like, okay, I need to actually check out individually each and every class where Anya is, and she starts to climbing like a spider. Now this, like, rumor starts, like, popping up about the whole Spider Woman, and this one kid gets traumatized looking at her. So yeah, she's not finding her. So she kind of thinks for momentarily, thinks that whether to take a disguise, but then she's like, nope, like all the students will probably ask me questions. I'll become like, it'll be a problem. And then she reaches the farm, and this part, the cow was actually bowing to her, like he recognized, he or she, no, not he, sorry, she recognized her. Like it was that traumatizing. So while doing that, like, steps on the tail of the pig, and everyone starts freaking out over there. So Yor quickly gets out of there because it's becoming a commotion over there. So while this was happening, Lloyd realizes that, because Lloyd was on top of the building, he's like, wait a minute, what's Yor doing here? And he starts suspecting that, wait a minute, like, does she suspect something about me, that I was lying or something? Is that why she has come here to, like, tail me and see what I'm doing? Like all this, like, misunderstanding he's having, while Yor is trying to find out Anya. Now this part, you can see that what's her name, Yor is thinking that, behind the wall on the other side, Anya and Becky was there. So she was thinking that, oh, I wonder where Anya is. Now if you notice here, you can see that Anya kind of stops, and there's like a little sparkle on top of her head that went into her head. Like she was probably walking with Becky, and suddenly in her head, in a telepathic way, this voice came in, Yor's voice came in, and she was like, oh, I wonder where Anya is. And Anya was like, what the hell, what is mom doing here? And she got curious, she kind of stopped, and she, like, they were trying to find each other. Like Yor was looking in this direction while Anya's trying to find her, and finally she finds her. And thank God she had her telepathic abilities, because if not, Anya and Yor probably wouldn't find each other at all. Because yeah, Anya, after listening to that telepathic, like, sound waves in her head, she realized that mom is here. That's why she tried to find her. So if that didn't happen, Yor would have probably not met each other in this situation, because Anya would have just left while Yor would have just stood there. But anyways, Anya comes, and Anya's like, oh, like, what's going on? Why are you here, mom? And Yor is like, here you go. And I was like, okay, so where's the punchline? Obviously the punchline would be something like, oh, we don't have PE today. And just like I said, Anya's like, we don't have PE today, and there you go. Okay, so Yor is like, just like, just very depressed. She's going back, like, to the house, and Lloyd comes in, and Lloyd's like, oh, what's going on? Like, now in Lloyd's head, he's thinking that, just like, why is Yor here? Is she suspecting? So that's why he comes in forward, and he was like, oh, what are you doing here, Yor? Because he wanted to listen to why she's here. And he says like, oh, I was here for a house call, like, for a home care patient. And what are you doing here, Yor? And Yor talks about the whole situation, and Lloyd is like, oh, thank God, I thought it was something else. I thought she was suspecting me. And okay, now here Anya kind of says, where is that part? Not Anya, sorry, Yor says that in the end I was solely mistaken and couldn't be of any help to her. If I could at least figure out her timetable. I'm failure as a mother. Now Lloyd is like, oh no, definitely not. Like, you're trying to help her out in this way, like, don't feel down. And in his head, he's like, oh, if Yor feels depressed, then my mission will be jeopardized. So he's like, oh, there's a nice dinner, like, like a lunch place here. Why don't we have lunch? Like a nice restaurant or something. You're just like, okay, and then they go, and that's where it ends. So there you go, nice episode, nice ending. Like I said, I feel like Yor and Lloyd needs more character development. I'm sure that will happen in the future, because at this point, what's happening is basically like Yor and Lloyd only kind of, character development happens between them only when Anya is present. But I feel like obviously it'll take time, but a time would definitely come when even when Anya is not present, maybe she's at school, maybe when she's sleeping or something. Even then, like, they'll interact with each other, talk with each other, and like character development. So it'll take time, but either way, so that is it. That is my reaction to episode number 7 of Spy Family Part 2. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Spy Family. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.